Had some good fish tacos the other night. Those are dang good. And, well, in about 2 hours, first people are going to see Dynamite that have ever seen it. And it's going to make me or break me. I'm nervous, man. Yeah.
Can everyone take their seats?
Like right now is all I can imagine is the worst case scenario. Like I can't imagine anybody liking the movie right now. I just imagine it being quiet the whole way through and people going, oh, thanks a lot, Satan. But anyway, we'll see what happens, man. I hope they enjoy it, man. God bless everybody that's here.
By the way, my name's John Cooper, and I'm the Director of Programming here at Sundance 2004. And obviously, we're just kind of out of control. Because every year, I turn a cartwheel for one movie, but I just can't do it anymore. I'm just like, I'm too... It's always a movie that is kind of like one of those movies that just makes it on its own. It's like one of those small movies that has so much heart and is so great, and we're so excited the filmmakers here, all the way from Salt Lake City, ladies and gentlemen. And that is Jared Hess. Please welcome.
It's going to make me cry. Thank you all so much for coming out. Welcome to Napoleon Dynamite and enjoy the show. Thank you. Tell you where I'm at?
Yeah. It's a good story.
Where do you want me to start, man? Well, in the last 48 hours, man, good old Nappy D and Napoleon Dynamite got accepted into Sundance. It's a sweet deal. Hasn't really settled in yet, you know what I mean? But I really don't know how, we got in, man. I mean, it must have made people laugh. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing, I mean, that's the strength of the film, hopefully, comedy. Well, I'm glad that we got John Cooper's cartwheel, man. That was super nice.
You know the movie he did last year for? Station Agent is what he did for last year.
Wow.
Which is not correct.
So how much is that?
No, it's just I think it was a gag last year. Someone was like, "I'm gonna do cartwheels over this film." They're like, "We'll do it," and he did it last year.
Cool.
We're taking pictures.
How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing dang good.
Are you?
So glad you could come out.
Of
Sorry about all the
course,
drama
I
and
know.
everything.
That's
Just
all right.
like
I wouldn't miss
great.
it for nothing. Hey.
Coming up.
Okay. Good.
Maybe put your arm on your shoulder. Yeah, nice.
Just like that. We've been taking a lot of pictures today of everybody, and I got a Nintendo GameCube and a couple of Game Boy Advance systems. I'm very, very happy about that today.
That's good.
Pretty cool.
Beautiful. Good. Hold on.
Okay, put your shirt on.
A sweet deluxe version of the film guy.
Here's the problem, man. My photograph,
The game is
I'm smiling. Everybody else is doing blue steel. Blue steel.
Dude.
Blue steel. Hold on, look over here. Blue steel. Blue steel. Blue steel.
Dude, what is
Bad
Zach guy's
teeth.
picture look- Dude, what does Zach's pictures look like?
Anyway.
Yeah, okay, cool. Keep them coming.
Well, Jerusha waxed my unibrow for the festival, so people won't know who I am.
Why'd you do that?
I didn't do it. She did. And I got 2 zits growing out of it.
It's nice to you.
She's good. No, it's good, man. We just checked in. We just went to our hotel and like stocked it with fruit drinks and junk, like bagels. Oh, we're all excited. Today I'm working on camera assisting for my boy Jason Hatfield on a DVD that teaches you how to sing. So, anyway, it's a. I know, man. I know.
Corporate HD films again.
No, it's good, man. I'm not very financially stable at the moment, so it's putting some Funyuns on the table, you know. And you are? My village has blossomed well.
Are you gonna go get yourself a Mesa?
I'm sorry, dude. I had to put it on. Try that.
Good, man. That's good. Just as good as last year.
What?
Although I wish you would have gone to the shades, peeked through, and then came out.
That's it. My village has blossomed well. Oh man, those fish tacos are good.
Yeah.
We got a review up at Sundance from a critic from Variety, which is like the big trade thing. He just trashed it. Totally trashed Dynamite. And it was like, whoa, man, it was like a low blow. And then later on that same week of Sundance, because the film was like, you know, such a popular film up there, like it was all, you know, sold out and the audience seemed to really, really like the film. He took out like another article to like later that same week, not even a review, but just like column space to trash it again. But like 2 times, it was like, whoa. But it was like personal stuff, and I didn't even like know the guy. It just seemed like he had like a weird like vendetta.
Like what kind of stuff?
I can't remember, just stuff like, this guy from BYU is a piece of crap. I don't know. It was stuff in like that vein, you know? Like, BYU, what kind of film program do they have? I don't know. It was just weird, like, junk, but it was kind of silly all in the end. It's my little brother right there.
Hey!
James. James! Where's Mom? I got you a GameCube.
Where did you guys meet?
At the Coug. In 98. In your class, man.
I was like, hey, what's going on? You're a new guy here? Awesome. Hey, you want to be friends? Hey, I got a Dining Plus card. Want to go get a Zuka juice?
And then, at first I was just like, oh, whatever.
Aaron is about to sweep the leg.
No, but you're super nice, and so I was like, oh yeah.
I'm wearing like hammer pants and a polo. Hey, what's going on? My little brothers had to like camp out to get tickets up at Trolley Square. And anyway, the next day they went to go pick them up, and my mom walked up to one of the Sundance people and was like, excuse me, what can you tell me about this Napoleon movie? And he was like, well, you know, I heard it's a funny film, and lots of people are getting tickets to see it. You know, it's selling out pretty well, and yeah, it's on the list of my things to see. And he went off and talked about it for a minute, and then my mom was like, well, that's interesting, because it's my son's. She like walked off. But she called me to tell me, she's like, Jared, I was watching TV the other day, and on QVC they had some really, really nice leather jackets. Red leather jackets. And I bought one. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm gonna wear it to the premiere. And I can't remember if she wore it to the premiere or not, but she was pumped. I mean, like, she's Hollywood, man. No doubt about it.
Dude, you should tell the little story about what good this does for us at the lodge. Check this out.
To the lodge?
The filmmakers lodge.
Hey, I know you too.
Is it? We went over to the filmmaker lodge thinking it was going to be like free food and crap. So me and Aaron are loading up. We're like, we'll take 2 brown muffins, we'll take some cookies, we'll take some gum. I was pocketing stuff, and I guess she was watching everything that I was pocketing, and then she's like, that'll be $4. I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't even have any money, man. And I was like, look at Aaron. He's like,
looked at each other. But we played it off cool.
yeah. We're like, oh yeah.
Like this.
No big deal, man.
Cookies in plastic.
Yeah.
Packs of gum. I think she only charged us for half of what she saw us take.
Got some brand muffins for Jerusha. She's waiting for him. It's been stressful. Today's been fun. We
Yeah, I mean, how long have you been up?
got a free Nintendo GameCube
And some sweet shades.
and some sunglasses for my mom.
I just came up this morning.
Hey, Mom, what's going on?
Coke?
I scored you guys a Nintendo GameCube,
Advance, isn't it? Or Game Boy?
and I got you some sunglasses, Mom, to go with your Coke. Some Ralph Lauren sunglasses that were probably affinity dollars.
He's always been funny. I'm just trying to think of when he started. If he talks about a person, he doesn't just tell you what they said. He becomes always their voice. It doesn't matter who he's talking about. He has to do like their voice and act like them when he's telling you a story. And
Well, I went out to. My mom's gonna get mad at me for this too, man.
You tried to
Because she
kill
said I eat with my mouth open. She's like, talking to Jerusha, my wife, she's like, Jerusha, should I talk to Jared? I'm really worried about he eats food with his mouth open most of the time. I mean, that's gonna cost him jobs in Hollywood. Seriously. Do you need me to sit down and talk to him? I mean, am I a bad mom? Seriously. Dude, my mom's living that. Life is changing more for her than it is for me right now. It's sweet, man. I mean, I think that, what's the worst word in the movie? Either butt nugget or crap, I think. It's as profane as it gets, man, which I know
It's pretty edgy.
my parents aren't going to be too happy about, but, I had to go out on a limb, had to do something. What do you guys think's going to happen tonight? Or,
What do you think?
I don't know. Hoping and praying for, but always expecting to.
How about you, John? What do you think?
I think that, end of the movie, the credits finish, and there's like, that sound of crickets. Well, what time did we have dinner?
We had a script ready to go when Peluca played up at Slam Dance in 2003. So we'd already done the short film, and I mean, just in writing it, like I couldn't write a character unless I knew how he or she was going to sound. So I kind of had to, for me, like I had to know exactly how they would sound and look and talk and carry themselves before I felt like it was worthy to put on paper. So I felt like I had lived with the characters for a long time. I had a whole ton of different little casting sessions up at the university, and I couldn't find anybody that could authentically portray the character. I tried it with a bunch of people, but it just felt really contrived and didn't feel believable. And then I met John, and it was like, dude, he totally got it, and he became the character. When we saw we got online to check out like the program lineup, and they have the synopsis of the film that the different programmers write up. And Jerusha, my wife, is listed as my co-writer brother, Jerusha Hess. We called up immediately. We're like, dude, that's totally wrong, man. She's my wife. And they're like, oh, dang it. I knew that, man. I knew that. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Crap. And they were all apologetic. They called Jerusha back up. We got a good laugh out of it. But I've had people call me like, interesting, so you co-wrote this with your brother. That's great. Like, it's actually my wife. The character Deb in the film is definitely the voice and experiences of Jerusha, my wife and co-writer of the film. And she did make a dress for her, it was a dance called the Sweetheart Dance in middle school. And it had really, really poofy shoulder sleeves. I got a photo of it. I should show you. It's unbelievable. And a guy that was dancing with her did grab a chunk of the sleeve, and he was like, I like your sleeves, they're real big. Gotta see Jerusha's sweet beauty shot.
So, I've been in a relationship.
This right here made it into our movie. Our little girl.
The puffy shoulder sleeves.
Yeah, you'll see.
That guy has survived death. I don't know how many times. He fell off his barn. He was driving his tractor one night, got hit by a car doing 55. Got electrocuted.
Who's this?
Dale.
He was probably my favorite character in the whole film.
He actually worked for me one afternoon, helping me on the farm, but he lived just a quarter mile through the field. And he just stopped and asked me to be in the show. I said, what would I have to do? And he said, shoot a cow. And I said, well, I can do that. So I got the part.
I'm Penny Christensen, and I'm the Executive Director of the Preston Chamber of Commerce of Preston, Idaho. Today we're having a festival. Today and tomorrow we're having a Napoleon Dynamite Festival. And it's going to be, there's been so many people in town, it's going to be great. Well, we went from probably 5 visitors a month to probably 2,000 visitors a month. In one day we had over 230 people in our Chamber of Commerce. It's just been really phenomenal. People have been so excited to come.
Well, it's just amazing how popular it is around here. And maybe it is throughout the country, I don't know, but it's just amazing. You know, the first time I saw it, I thought, this is so dumb. Why is it so popular? And yet it kind of gets to you, I guess. It's funny, because like what Brittany said, it's things that happen. You know, people really aren't that dumb.
The more you watch it, the funnier it gets.
Yeah, I think that's true.
We've had people from Guam, Japan, Germany, Canada, Alaska, Hawaii. Bethany Hamilton, that got her arm bit off by a shark, came and brought her brothers, and she says if they make a Napoleon Dynamite too, she'd love to be in it. We also got Visitor Center of the Year for Idaho for having so many people come through our chamber. So it's been great. It's been fun.
I hate being ignored. Call me.
I feel like I'm Anna Nicole Smith right now and gonna look dumb no matter what. Howard! Howard! I want some KFC, Howard! Dang it!
What about the Rex Kwon Do guy?
Rex Kwon Do? Got this book one time at a thrift store called Touch of the Dragon. I think that's what it's called, but in the book, in the little introduction, he's like, there are things in this book, actually, there are other things that I cannot even tell you, because if the government knew that I was telling and revealing some of these moves, my life would be ended. But he had moves called like squeeze the peach and like, dude, that dog. Dude, it just gave me the Cujo eye. Oh crap, dude, don't move. Hola, Chucho, ¿cómo estás? ¿Quieres algo de comer? No? Okay. Ándale pues. He was just trying to be friendly. I am, man. Here, come over here, dude.
Producer, director, everybody's here, right?
People were very kind to the film, and they were kind to the photography too.
Oh, you know what? Oh, no. I gotta call my mom. Dude, maybe I'm just glad now that like hopefully this doc that you're doing has a happy ending. You know what I mean? Knock on wood. Oh man. Oh dude, Steve-O. Unbelievable, man. Don't even know what to say. Yeah. I was getting all choked up, man. For real. People laughed and they clapped. That's what we wanted.
Tell me if you want me to go at any time. Okay.
Are you breastfeeding?
Yeah, who's that?
Steve.
Yeah, I'm covered.
She's covered. You can come in.
We're at the Napoleon Dynamite Festival.
Obviously. Idiot.
Shut up.
Who's the director of this film?
Jared Hess.
What do you know about this guy?
You know, I don't know much about him. He grew up here, right? He went to BYU, maybe?
I know that most of the stuff from the movie came from his life.
Yeah,
or a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
and
this
is where he grew up. Childhood.
The movie came from the short. Did they show that at the BYU Film Festival, right? He and his wife Jerusha get their haircut at my friend's salon. I do know that. At Rituals. All I can do is remember movie quotes. I got 100%. I did this quiz down the street over here.
But we helped.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they
fine.
were wrong.
But we were wrong.
Yeah, I got them all right. And then you could pick out a free button, and one of the buttons had the wrong quote. So I told them, so that they knew. Not in a rude way, just like, you know what, that's not right.
When I fly around, you know, inevitably you have conversations with the person next to you. Oh, where are you going out? Are you going back home? And then where are you from? And I know that I always say, well, just a little town in Idaho you've never heard of. And they always, well, yeah, where? And I said, well, it's southeast corner, you know. Really, where is it? And I said, Preston. And people turn around, oh, that's home of Napoleon Dynamite? And the rest of the flight is a conversation with everybody in front of me and behind me about Napoleon. It's just amazing. It happens just about every flight.
Haven't
You're more tired today than you've ever been.
Entonces, mijito, ¿qué onda? These guys are.
Which guys?
They're doing It's for the Dynamite Special Edition DVD.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, they're friends of mine, man. But they were there up at Sundance through everything.
Oh yeah.
And so it's gonna be like, I'm gonna look like a total idiot, but
You're leaving tomorrow morning?
yeah.
Okay, so
Entonces,
good trip.
nos vemos el lunes.
Lunes.
Ándale.
Okay.
Thanks, man. Bye.
Who was that?
My DP,
Oh, was it?
Javier Perez Grobet.
Most of the names in the movie come from stupid stuff in our lives. Like Summer Wheatley comes from, it's a long story, but Uncle Rico came from him. And the whole scene about him yelling at Napoleon in the grocery store, James was yelling at, James one day was making fun of mothers that yell at their kids in grocery stores, and he pretended he had a kid named Rico, and so he's yelling at a kid named Rico, and that's where Jared got the name, I think.
So these guys know lots of stuff we don't know.
I've never heard that before, so it makes sense.
When I was in the 5th grade, I don't know, I was just come up with excuses to come home because I didn't like being at school. And so I called home one time to talk to my mom. And it was just basically that whole scene, but I was actually talking to Jared.
I'm like, what, James? He's like, can you bring me my chapstick? I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm like, James, no. He's like, but my lips hurt real bad. I'm like, go talk to the school nurse. And he's like, I'm not gonna use hers, you sicko.
Hangs up the phone. 5 minutes later, he's dropped off at the bus, and he comes in. He's like, "Shut up, Jared." Anyway, so that's where that and many other things come from Napoleon. Anyway,
Did you ever take karate?
I didn't. When we lived in England, though, my brother took a judo class, and he came home and he was bragging to me about all the crap that he learned that day. And I was like, Nate, you didn't learn anything. You didn't learn crap. Your teacher doesn't know anything. And I was like, come here, Nate, let's go for a walk. And I put my arm around his shoulder, and then I freaking like tripped him. And he freaking landed right under like the corner of our coffee table and got like major stitches. I mean, he had like a big gash, he was bleeding. And then he couldn't go to judo after that, but I felt pretty cool. But it was lame, man. Dude, when I was on serving an LDS mission in good old Chi-Town, dude, up in Chicago, I was on the streets one day, and this old Italian dude saw me and my missionary companion were like on our huffies, you know, and he's like, "Hey, church people, come here, I want to talk to you for a minute. Church people, come here." So we went over there and started talking to him. He's like, "Both of you's got the same name. You called elders. Why you got the same name?" And I'm like, it's just a title we carried these 2 years, whatever. And then I'm like, "Sir, what's your name?" And he's like, "My name is Napoleon Dynamite." I was like, holy crap, that is the sweetest name I've ever heard in my life. So I like pull out my little like missionary planner, like write it down, you know, like I've got to make a movie with this title.
You do quite a
My directing philosophy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
I just
you,
picked. Don't put that. Don't put that in your video, guys. Dude, it was itching though. Dude, you're just gonna spank me if you put that.
What?
Because I picked a booger. It was like falling out of my nose though, and I just shot it out the window.
Are the characters and the situations in Napoleon sort of like things you might have seen before in other movies, or
No, not at all.
books or whatever?
No, Napoleon's got an extremely original vibe to it. I mean, I don't think you can really compare Napoleon to films that have been done before. It's just all the characters are so unique and so so from Jared's mind and from people that he knew and whatnot that I think it stands on its own. It's really not comparable.
Is Jared's mind a little different?
It's definitely tweaked. Yeah, his mind is but it's original, and that's why it's so good. Is the stuff that comes out of his mind is worth telling and doing.
So when he was directing you, was he doing sort of your voice for you?
Yeah, he actually came down to LA, and that was one of my big concerns about Kip, is that I wasn't quite clear on how Kip carried himself and spoke, especially. And so when he was down in LA doing some stuff for pre-production, we spent a couple days figuring out how Kip talked, and he would say something and I would say it back, and then between the two of us we finally settled upon, okay, this is how Kip is, you know. But so yeah, it was a combination of Jared starting at one place, and then together we kind of took it to another.
My mom,
In case he needs to do something.
me and my brothers were all bedwetters big time growing up. And one time my mom bought these subliminal bedwetting tapes that, which surprisingly, you know, I don't know how that jive works, but I'm assuming it's like a voice going, "Don't go to the bathroom, just hold it, be at ease, wake up, go to the bathroom in the bathroom." But meanwhile, the actual sound of the junk that's being played was like waves crashing, like ocean, like whoosh. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense, man. It didn't work.
You just went to bed more?
And then, yeah. And then, like, one of my mom got at the DI.
The Palvo system.
One of those things that you actually, it's like 2 mini jumper cables that you clip onto your undies. And then when water hits it, it like goes, creates like it's like a conduit between, and then it goes, because you wear this big old like watch thing, and it goes, my brother's like, "Mom, I want to try this thing, I don't want to do it, I can't even sleep. I can't sleep with this on." "Just try it for once, just do it for me. We need to see if this works." So he tried it, he'd be laying down, and anytime he'd like roll over, you know, the two things would go, and he'd go, but I had a sleepover one time where slept over and I woke up. I was sleeping on like their couch in their living room. I was probably 5th or 6th grade. And I woke up like at 6 a.m. and I had just soaked like a whole big old like seat cushion. And I like grabbed my sleeping bag and like ran up the street to our cul-de-sac and just like left it there so I wouldn't have to deal with it in the morning. And like at 9 o'clock I get a call. "Sure, where'd you go? My mom made us pancakes and everything." Like, had to get home to do my chores. Then the next day, I mean like that same day and later in the afternoon, I go play with him and his mom is in there with Comet going, scrubbing it. I was like, "Let's play outside, Kay. Let's play outside."
And the thing though that was kind of bunk though is his ninja uniform had like glitter on it. It had like, it kind of looked like a Power Ranger. It had like glitter on it and junk. And it would show like a guy with like a machine gun standing here like this with like sunglasses, you know? And it would show like, it was like a slideshow, like a step-by-step, like how to sneak up on him. And it'd be like, and then the next frame would be like, and then the next one would be like, and then dude, I'm not even kidding. Then the final photo was the dude holding the guy's like shoulders, whose back was to him, and kneeing him in the butt really hard. And that was how you took down like an elite guard of like a royal army, you know? You just like 1, 2. And I think I tried it.
And?
I got grounded.
If you were up here watching, that's what, see, we had never seen Jared work before. I mean, to me, the most amazing thing is to have seen him directing and what he knew, you know. I mean, just the things he said and the way he directed them. And yeah, there's so many subtleties in the movie, and all those what Jared was saying, "Oh, wait, I want you to do that, I want you to," you know, and of course John Heder just fit the role so well, and so they worked well together.
Yeah, and he really did. It was, I saw him work, Jared would work with the actors to kind of not completely box them into a performance, and yet really help them understand what that character is about, how the behaviors and mannerisms. Jared could really communicate those, and that's what was so important to us, because that's what we both think is hilarious, and that's what, you know, from the camera standpoint, that's what I was always trying to make sure the camera was serving that we never did any move or pan or angle that didn't let the character really show off, you know, himself or herself.
So anyway, it's exciting. I just hope that, you know, it's good and I can continue to do what I want to do and make films. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited and just kidding. I'm being all dramatic.
I know that Napoleon Dynamite is true. I know that his moon boots are really neat. I know that his hair is fake. It was permed and dyed in the wool. I also know that Napoleon Dynamite was filmed in Idaho, Eden, if you will, and I'm excited to share that with the world.
That was really dumb. Don't put that in the movie, dude. Oh, I'm tired. I'm dang tired.
I'd like to tweak a little bit.
My apple juice.
It's right in front of you.
Oh, it's right in front of you.
Okay. Oh, you might try.
Who are some of your filmmaking inspirations?
I'm a big fan of the Coen brothers. And other people like David Ducey and Dr. McCuckoo have been influential too. They had me do one of those candid, like I'm just standing there, you know. I asked if I could do this. Hey, did you hear the David Ducey and Dr. McCuckoo? Those are just two. We were talking with Aaron's brother on the phone the other day. Yeah. We were talking with Aaron's brother on the phone, who largely Kip was based on. And Aaron's brother's like, Aaron, no, I've been online and I've been learning about stuff. Like what? You know, the one scientist, David Ducey and McCuckoo, Aaron? Come on. So whenever anybody asks me what my influences are, that's it. They are.
We moved to Idaho when I was a sophomore, and they had like the end of year election to elect like who would be the student council people that, you know, the following year. The tradition of the high school is that each person would do a skit, and then like they'd give a speech, but the actual skit was more important than the speech. Like if you had a rad skit, like you were gonna be the freaking next high school president, you know what I mean? At the end of the year, I decided to run for a student body president and had a skit that involved karate and ninja technique. So what was it? I just beat up some people on the stage, and my friend was off stage playing Street Fighter 2, and it was hooked up to the PA system, and it was just like a lot of like Hadouken, like.
And it was to music, and you just beat people up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's good.
And it worked. It worked.
Maybe that's how they should elect the president of the U.S. George.
Yeah. There's I think a lot of people that could do a better skit than Bush.
My name is King Smith. I teach science at the junior high school. And Jared moved in when he was a freshman. And that was the year, well, my daughter met him that year. And she was on the exec council with him. So she was the, what do you call it, financial person on that. And I remember her coming home every time she had a meeting. She said, "Dad, that boy is just goofy. There's something, Jared is just goofy, Dad." And I'm like, well, he's a smart kid. And then, well, there's no doubt about it. He's smart. He's just goofy. Well, we're really happy for him right now. It's really exciting to see, this kind of thing going on with, and it just shows the kids that they're, you come from a small town, you can still do big things. And that's really that's the message I get out of this. And just follow your dreams and go with it. And they're really proud of Jared and all the people that participated in it. So we're happy that he's succeeded.
Wait, maybe you can ask her on camera and you tell us.
Oh, she said, "Are you serious?"
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, they're serious. No one knew who he was as a freshman. Okay. All of a sudden, there's a nobody running for student body president. He was hilarious and won over the student body because everything he did was what? Everything he did was funny. She's not surprised one bit that he's done so well. Do you think the Napoleon Dynamite character is based after Jared himself? Yes. Yes. It's a total representation of Jared's life in high school.
To me, the craziest and most exciting thing was the very first screening. To me, like the moment in the film when I felt like, man, I think we're gonna be able to sell it, and I think we're gonna be able to have a career. Was when Napoleon was walking down the street in slow motion, and his thrift store suit, and people started cheering for him. It was I got all choked up, and I looked over at Juice and I think we're gonna be okay. I think we're gonna be okay. And it was good, man. It was a feeling like none other. And then at the end, people stood up and clapped. It was whoa.
We got stuck doing something else that looked like an outrageous movie at the end.
Oh, cool.
Congratulations.
Hey, thanks very much. Thanks, guys.
What is the best way to get a minute of your time? And if it's
Great.
not a
At the
minute,
festival.
we're happy to fly back.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
Congratulations, Troy.
Thanks,
An
man.
MTV film.
Oh, cool.
Love the film. We
Right, man.
so stoked about it. This is
Very cool.
really excited.
Cool, man. Very much.
Congrats, Jared.
Cool.
Something else that looked like an outrageous.
Oh, dude, yeah, man.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Amazing.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
David Gale, I read MTV film. We love
Thanks,
this.
guys.
We want to talk to you.
All right.
Talk to John.
Cool, man.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
I met you with John. It's awesome.
Something else that looked like an outrageous.
How many have you guys here?
I think between Terry Zwigoff, Wes Anderson, Jody Cohen. I think you feel good.
Ben Stiller. All those guys.
Cool. But we really appreciate the movie so much. It's such a treat to come and sit like a bad seat here and be like this and watch this.
I'm sorry.
No. It's incredible because it really is so surprising.